Welcome to another episode of The Pickpocket. Here at The Pickpocket, we utilize the NBA category in the Fanduel app to help you win money. Be sure to follow us on Twitter and also be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. Here, notice cheat sheet after lineups. These are meant to help with finding value players or players to fill out your roster or your lineup in certain spots. Be sure to know what the symbols mean, as they will help you navigate through players on the cheat sheet. Thank you and good luck and happy Monday. Mock lineup number 1. If you are new to the channel, feel free to use 90% of this mock lineup 90% of the mock lineups we provide to you guys as a base, and substitute players where you see fit to get your own taste for your own lineup. We really like Fox versus New Orleans. He seems to show up against Lonzo Ball since he was picked before him. Chris Paul balled out against Dallas last game. He doesn't have an answer for Luka, but vice versa. Gary Trent is starting to catch his rhythm, and he would be a solid play versus Milwaukee, who right now can't guard the three very well. Anthony Edwards and Andre Drummond both played extremely well last night, and we anticipate much of the same. Keldon Johnson continues to dip in salary, and for that reason, we couldn't pass up on him. His performances are kind of up and down, but good enough for a pick. Josh Jackson isn't the stud he was in the beginning of the season, but he saw a solid performance in the last game, which was a blowout at the hands of Golden State. Julius Randle is the cover art for a reason. We love this matchup, and he's been so consistent. PJ Washington versus the last ranked defense versus power forwards. Match that with his level of play lately is a steal, since he only costs 6.2K. Here the per position lineup. You got Jamal Murray. He's been solid, nothing great, but the Pistons come in off a blowout loss, and the misery will likely continue as they'll be too focused on Jokic. Oladipo. He's been the bright spot for the Houston Rockets as they continue to shuffle players in and out. OKC isn't guarding shooting guards well. Chris Middleton, they got to the end of the losing streak. We doubt Portland keeps it going. He is the next option after Giannis in terms of consistent FDP. He just does everything. Zion Williamson, he's going against Sacramento. Sacramento is having trouble stopping any and everyone, no matter the position. Your fillers consist of players who have managed to do well lately and provide a consistency with their FDP. We are not sure about Hardaway, as he has been up and down. Phoenix guards well, but Dallas' play style will lead to him providing more than scoring for you. Two most expensive lineup. You got Luka and you got Jokic as your two most expensive. LaMelo went off last game. He has the potential to keep that up if he started. We like the matchup and his chances of staying hot. One of those do everything players. Gordon is facing an OKC team that is bottom of the league and allowing fantasy points to small forwards. Be cautious. If he doesn't score high, his FDP will reflect. Portis is the best option that isn't costly for Milwaukee. Here's to hoping he steps up. Marketing versus Randle will be a challenge for both, as they both expand beyond the paint and make good plays. We have watched Marketing play well against all competition. Player per game lineup. Holiday could step up and turn things around versus Milwaukee by abusing the Portland guards, the most fantasy generous group you can ask for. DeJounte Murray wasn't terrible, but wasn't himself last game. Same opponent at home going against the Memphis Grizzlies, and refusal to be shown up by Morant should be a good bounce back. Kevin Huerter will be facing a LA Laker team that barely found a win versus Boston's last game. We're a matchup to pick, but we are sure he can provide you with something. Porter versus Detroit sounds like a huge FDP night. Beasley played well last game versus Cleveland. Cleveland has come back to earth after a strong start. They must have left their defense in space. Holford is becoming a very good value option lately. He just looks rejuvenated out there. He's been playing well lately. All right, now we're at the Now, these are the symbols you're going to see throughout the rest of the presentation. We're about to go through some value players. A lot of these symbols will do the explaining for you. All right, cheat sheet number 1. These are players you can consider putting in along your strong roster and just need some value players. If you see that diamond next to them, they are providing good FDP because they can stuff the stat sheet. Good pickup in our opinion. And be sure to pause and read your sleepers here. All right, another cheat sheet. Your sleepers here, we got Edwards, Porter, and Garland. Keep away from DeMarcus Cousins until they play him more minutes. Christian Wood is hurt, or unless Christian Wood is hurt, or they prove otherwise. Don't waste a pick. Not sure what's going on there. The sleepers are slept on because they probably won't be drafted much. Each of these guys can go off tonight. Sleepers here, you got Morris, Bridges, Anthony, and Plumlee. Don't be surprised to see Plumlee. It's his old team, and he knows how Jokic likes to work. Morris is a good pick because Detroit hands out point guard FDP like candy. Bridges is still that utility knife, doing everything without Booker. Melo was finding his way a little bit with the way Milwaukee is playing. He's worth a look. All right, this cheat sheet, you got Fox versus Ball. Is what he gets up for. Zach LaVine will need to go off for his team to stay in it. Grant is going to try and show out versus his former team. In order for them to win, Chris Middleton has to be aggressive often and early. PJ Washington is here because the matchup is too good. Randall has the second best matchup of the night. And this is the last page for you guys, or the last cheat sheet for you guys. Be sure to like the video. Please sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. Comment if you have any questions or concerns. And thank you for choosing another episode of the Pickpocket DFS.